I've been vegan for over a year, and it's been pretty easy. I've been surprised at how easy it's been to make the transition. The most difficult thing is finding out where our animals kind of surprisingly included into the manufacturing of various items such as gelatin capsules, a lot of different supplements and other pills of whatever sort are made from cows. And I had this intuition the other day to check to see about two types of toilet paper that I've used, Charmin Soft and Charmin Sensitive. I really didn't think Charmin Soft would have any animal products in it, but I didn't know what kind of ingredients were used in their sensitive formulation too. It seems like it has a kind of a lotion thing. They wrote back quickly, and I was surprised to find out that both kinds, in fact all kinds of Charmin toilet paper, use ADMs, which stands for animal derivative materials, and that was a new term to me. And this, seems so unnecessary to me. I figured after learning that, well, I'll switch over to, I believe there's a brand called Seventh Generation that is 100% recycled, so that should, not be a problem. But I thought about it, and I thought, this animal derived materials, it's all part of the kind of objectification of animals. I was thinking about the philosopher Martin Buber and how he stated that in relationship to humans, there is an I-thou and an I-it relationship contrast. We can treat each other with the thou perspective, really seeing what is divine in the other, or we can treat another like an it. And animals are treated like its. It's very clear. This is how we're socialized. And I think it creates a lot of schism within people because they say they love animals. The majority of people love animals, and animal empathy, I believe, is a very natural emotion. I think that only sociopaths do not experience empathy for animals. But at the same time, our socialization is that we may love them, we may be friends with them and interact with them in an enjoyable way, but they're here to be eaten as well. But the majority of people who say they love animals, now that I have found out about this toilet paper thing, this is how they experience animals. They have somebody kill them so they can unnecessarily eat them, and then, as a final insult, they wipe their butt with other forms of them and flush them away. So if this is love, it is safe to say that it is a one-sided relationship. I don't think there's any animal who would prefer to be eaten or manufactured into toilet paper or toilet paper rolls or whatever. When I wrote back to Charmin, I found out that it was proprietary as to what part of an animal is used, so I'm not going to be able to guess that. I'm going to assume, since their animated mascot is a bear, that it does not contain any bear. That would just be too ironic. Probably a cow, who knows, it's hard to say what is used in it. We have objectified certain animals. It's a cultural thing, but in America, cows, pigs, chickens, turkey, they are all, assumed to be animals that are good to be eaten. But I found through forming a connection with my cat that, just really feeling out this cat's energy and its desire to enjoy life and not be killed or eaten or whatever, there's not much difference between different animals. And this goes back to the schism. Whereas you can look online and see lots of pictures of cute animals, and then people talking about how much they love bacon. By the way, there's a product called Smart Bacon that is pretty good substitute. And when you start looking into vegan alternatives, I'm not saying there's no loss involved in terms of tastes or whatever, but one thing that I find is that meat and dairy by themselves are not real flavorful. It's what's added to them that makes the flavor appealing. So I've experienced a lot of new different kinds of flavors and enjoy a much wider spectrum of food since becoming vegan. And a lot of the myths that they say about it's hard to get protein, it's completely false. I mean, there are very few foods that don't include protein when you start looking at different packages of different items, and it's so easy to get enough protein, and people might think that you're going to be weak. It's completely false. I have as much energy as ever, and have felt no ill side effects. I go to the bathroom more in terms of bowel movements, which brings me back to this toilet paper issue. But that's because I'm getting so much fiber. And I also really believe that it is good for the planet to be vegan. It's obvious that the manufacturing of cattle and other animals really contributes negatively to the climate change that we're experiencing. Also, it's much better for your health to not consume dairy and meat because that clogs up your arteries and is going to lead to higher incidences of heart attacks and strokes. And another thing with these, when I got a letter back from Charmin, they also apparently are behind two other paper products, Bounty and Puffs tissues. And apparently out of everything that they make, Charmin, Bounty, and Puffs, there are only two products that don't use these animal derivative materials. That's Bounty Basic and Puffs Basic. So I'm going to spend a lot more time paying attention to what's in various products that I purchase, and also want to make sure that I'm avoiding any animal testing. I want to make sure that the antiperspirant that I use is not being rubbed into some chimpanzee's eyes or some unnecessary thing like that. I believe that people are becoming more sensitive, and there's just more awareness going on. And so we're breaking out of our socialization in the process. And we're understanding more and more what ego is, how ego numbs us, keeps us separate. And as these factors change, we're going to experience more of that natural animal empathy, which I believe is going to lead to less people desiring to cause suffering to animals. It's really clear that each animal values its own existence, and we might not, but that doesn't matter. We can let them live and just let them experience their life without unnecessarily using them for food or various products and so forth. So these are my thoughts on what I've been learning about myself and the path of being vegan. And thank you for listening.